All right, we got a little bit going on in the shop today. Got one truck out, got it done. We had a lot of rain today, so basically I did a lot of. I've been in the shop most of the day. Got some things done. Had some other stuff. We got I guess a lining, a walk behind lining machine. This is what paints the lines on the roads. Um, I've done some work on it before, but this is actually the reflective stuff, but it's plastic. You know, the lines on the road are plastic. They put the powder or pellets in here and they heat it up with the propane there. You know, there's a burner underneath there. As you can see, it's brown, and it comes out this side here by that pipe right there. It just flows out and makes your line. But this is in for repair. I still have my gator beds. He's supposed to come pick these up Monday. They came out really nice. And I had a mower deck come in for some repairs. Usually most people, when they get a hole in their deck like this, they'll put a patch on the outside, but all of this metal around it's thin. So if you put a patch here, that hole is going to continue to grow, and then that patch is going to fall out. So you can see how thin it is here and here. So all of this would be gone if you put a patch on the outside in no time. So I put patches on the inside, and that stops it. Now we got all new thick metal here. Yesterday I was a little short on my parts, so I had to come over here and I grabbed some scrap and I cut the remainder of the parts I needed for this order. That's the last couple that I need. I cut a few extra because I have a mechanical brake, and I gotta bend a few parts before I can get my angles correct. So, you know, I'll throw a little couple pieces in there or extra piece, and I'll bend those up that way. I got going on, I got a couple hundred of these. I gotta make 500 of these. I think I'm at 480, and I gotta make 250 of these. There's over 250, there's like 260, but I gotta cut these gussets here. I gotta cut 500 of these gussets, and they get welded in just like that on both sides, and then it gets welded on both sides. I know a lot of people that have CNC plasma tables, you know, they say, oh, I don't need no shear. What do I need a shear for? You know, what do I need a shear for? I got a CNC plasma table. Well, if you got a CNC plasma table and you need to cut a bunch of those small parts, you got to draw them up in CAD. You got to bring them to your computer. You got to generate your tool path. Then you got to generate your G code. And like I got to cut 500 parts. So then you got to array them. You have to, or nest them, however you got yours going on. You know, I usually array my parts. I got cut, you know, 500 of these to 750 some odd parts there. So I array them on the sheet. Then with the parts being so small, you got to set tabs or find a way to catch them as it's cutting. So once you do cut them, you got to clean the parts, you got to wire wheel them, because you can't weld them with the flag on there. So there's no way around it. Or you can throw it in a vibrating tumbler machine or whatever, or a cement mixer. But the time that it takes to do that, you can just cut them on a shear. And what I did on my shear, I set up where I have my angle. So I have my angle set here, And what I did was, is I just, actually on the first one here, I just drew a line just to make sure my parts were going to be correct before I set my stop here. And then I tighten this down so it don't move. You know, once that's set, it don't move. I just go ahead and I cut these strips, both sides. And also, another big thing what people don't do, you cut a bunch of parts and you let them drop all over the floor. So now you got 500 parts all over the floor that you got to go pick up. You know, put a bucket under there so it'll collect all those parts. I learned that a long time ago, but I see some people that, you know, they want to work 2, 3, 4 times handling the same damn parts. That to me don't make no sense. You know, you handle the parts, if you have a lot of them, as least amount possible, so you can get the jobs done quicker. What I did is I got a bunch of these pans and I got all my parts dropping right in. I got a few right there, but I got a bunch of these pans. I got a bunch of those pans that were given to me. He's like, hey, you want these before I take them to the scrap pile? You're damn right I want them. I put them on my shelf for when I do need them. I don't need them all the time, but when I need them, I need them. So right now I'll show you what I got going on around here, and I'll show you how I cut my parts. Cut a bunch of them. So on this one here, I just butt it up against it. I don't go all the way to the backstop because I got a backstop here set at 1 inch. So what I'll do is, the first one, since it's an angle, I'll set it about right here on the blade so I can see, because of this, the line for the light, because I got lights on both sides that cast the line. So once I slide it in, I'll have the blade about right there, and then I'll shear it. I'll have the blade right there, I'll shear it, I'll flip it over, I'll shear that one, and then I'll cut the straight one, because once it cuts the angle, it cuts that piece off, and then I cut it straight, so I get two pieces out of the end. I'll show you how I do it. So I'll slide it in there, set it there, I'll cut it, so now I just cut 2 pieces. Now I have the angle, so I'll cut straight on these. So before you know it, you get in this little groove here, and before you know it, you got 500 pieces. It's going to sound like a lot. I'm just kidding, 500 pieces is a lot. And then they have to be welded, so that really sucks. But, you know, it's a job. That's what I do. I enjoy what I do, so to me it doesn't suck. For other people it would. Maybe it gets monotonous for some people. I don't do these all the time. I'll get orders here and there. I might get 2 or 3, 4 orders a year of, you know, these parts. I do a bunch of other parts for the same company. So, I mean, it could be more, it could be less. It depends on how many they sell. So I cut all their parts for them, and I ship them out of state, because there's too many people out there that don't care about what they're doing. You know, you make parts on the plasma table, clean them up. You know, wire wheel them, clean them up so they look nice. These will get sandblasted and powder coated, and when they're done, they'll look good. It's not critical, they don't have to be laser cut. They came out perfect. All of them are the same. Get them done. about it. Once they get about this short, I just toss them on the floor. I'll pick them up, throw them in the scrap pile. By then they're small, and by then they're too small to be used for anything, so I'll throw them in the scrap pile. I mean, as you can see, I got a bunch of scrap pieces on the floor here. You know, once it starts getting to be a mess, like out here in my work area, where I'm walking by, you know, I'll pick that stuff up and go out there and throw it in my scrap bins. I already got a whole trailer that needs to go to the scrap yard, so probably fill up another container. Got a grill here I'm working on. We got the lower and the upper right there. We got those bent up yesterday. I was supposed to be working on those today, but I had a few other things I needed to get done first. Those bent up really nice, and this guy should be really happy with his grill here. But that's what I got going on in the shop today. Keeping busy as always.